All right, you're watching IFN. I'm here with AJ Davoice. What's up, brother?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, your man was on here just a few weeks ago. We did an interview with him, and we were talking about you a little bit. We wanted to know what's going on with AJ.
Yeah, I heard. I was like, said AJ, didn't you? every way you go, he said AJ. I mean, that's what's up, though. That's love, man. Shout out to Tornado 418.
You guys, just to talk about that for a minute, you guys have a great friendship. I've seen you guys out on numerous occasions, and a lot of times we don't always have those kind of relationships with people, particularly in the same business. How does that help you in what you do, having somebody who's kind of in the same game with you?
It actually helps a lot because you don't have to tackle things yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him, we just got teams.
Mm-hmm.
He got a team 418. I have a team called Team Davoice.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do, they basically just help us with different things. Like I have my DJ.
Okay.
I have my assistant,
mm-hmm.
and I have two others that do different things. Like they help with mailing lists and different things. But like as far as Tornado and having a partner that's alongside, by us being solo artists, a lot of people think we're a group all the time.
Right.
But no, we're actually solo artists. We came together because we had a mutual friend named Endeavor. We had a mutual friend, and we were supposed to be a group, but we just never really got the group thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we basically just decided to start tag teaming shows.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what we do. We've been all up and down the East Coast, just tag teaming shows everywhere. I've been to Maine. Me and Tornado actually been to D.C., Virginia. We on the way to North Carolina.
Wow.
We were supposed to, on Valentine's Day, we were supposed to be in Miami, but we didn't go because it's Valentine's Day. We got to spend time with the family.
You got some things to do on Valentine's Day, right?
It's been an honor just to travel and do a lot of things.
Okay. You were explaining to me before the interview that you were working on a new project. Can you tell us the name of that project and tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, the project is basically it's called Fearless.
Okay.
And it's not an album, it's a mixtape. I wanted to just put out a mixtape. I wanted to put out a mixtape and not call it an album because I don't want the formality of that.
Okay.
I don't want the formality of that. Plus, it's about one or two industry beats on there, so I'm just gonna call it a mixtape. I'll worry about an album later. Yeah, I ain't want the formalities of that. But it's basically called Fearless, and the way that I wanted to portray it is basically the message that I wanted to get across is by us being Christians, we should live a fearless type of lifestyle.
Amen. Yeah.
It's basically it basically talks about there's various stories in the Bible of people who got a message from God, but because of their fear, they didn't really want to carry it out.
Right.
Like I use this all the time. This reference, Jonah. Jonah was told by God to go to a place called Nineveh. Yeah, he didn't want to go to it because it was a crazy place. I mean, it was a wild place, violence and things like that.
Kind of like Baltimore.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. I'm like, I don't want to say I'm the Jonah in Baltimore, but I know that there are people who might feel like Jonah in a place called Baltimore. It's like you don't want to step out of the church into the community because of what you see going on.
Right. People can get to the point where they feel like there's safety in these walls. I was talking to someone the other day. I'm not going to mention his name because everyone here would know him, but he was talking about some of the things that he's up against. And I reminded him that David, when he went out to take his brother some lunch, okay, they told him, you too small, you too young, you too little, you don't have no business out here, right? You need to go back home with mom and dad kind of thing. And what I was talking to this gentleman about is sometimes the David in you comes out because you're willing to do something somebody else won't do. You know, David's brothers talked all of that, but none of them went out to fight the giant.
That's true. That's true.
We got people in churches every Sunday, and when I say people, I'm talking about the leaders. I'm not talking about the lay members. I'm talking about the leaders who won't go out and face the giant.
Wow.
I'm gonna stop right there because
Wow.
I'll save it for tomorrow. Right?
That's true. That's true though.
So what you're saying is you're ready to get out there. You're ready to get out in the streets. You're taking your album to the streets. I want to say this to you too. Everybody here, when you drove up for the interview, you saw some working people out there, right? Y'all know what I mean by working people? Entrepreneurial type people, right? And they like this music. When Tornado was here a few weeks ago, I didn't do it today, but a few weeks ago, I opened up the doors and I blasted his CD. And they were out there. They was like, "We hear you, Pastor." You know, I know all these guys up and down here. I know them all. I talk to them all the time. We have relationships. They're not just here and I come in here quietly or whatever. And you know, this summer we actually got out front and we played you guys' music, DJ'd, and these guys out here came over to get prayer. Now let me show you something that's interesting. When we first started, everybody scattered. Right? They scattered. And I told everybody, I said, "Keep doing what you're doing. It's gonna be all right. Keep doing what you're doing." And all of a sudden they started peeping around the corners and they started coming back. Next thing you know, we were up here laying hands on people. It takes a David to go out there and do what God sent him to do. Right, so that album you're talking about, man, this is something that you thought of to go out there and be fearless, and go and face Goliath, what's out in the streets. Tell us a little bit about the music that's on the CD.
The music on the CD, I basically tailored. See, I got a lot of tracks. Okay, I got if I could number them. I have at least enough to put 8 songs on 3 CDs.
Wow.
But think about this. I could just do that, or I could tailor all the songs to have one basic point, like you're reading. Well, it's like you're reading a book, but you're listening to it.
Sure.
I want to tell a story, not just scatter a whole bunch of songs on it. So what I did is basically I used every song to further explain why we should be fearless. I have a song called "Light It Up," and it basically talks about how God is the light of the world. Jesus is the light of the world. We're children of the Most High God.
Amen.
So why not spread God's light into a dark place? And that's the basis for the song "Light It Up." I actually have a song called "Graffiti." And it talks about, okay, when you look at a plain brick wall, that's a brick wall. It's beautiful. That's what it's supposed to be. It's a brick wall. That's what it's meant to be. That's what you're going to see when you see a brick wall. It's plain. But when somebody puts graffiti over top of it, then that graffiti takes it takes your mind off of that brick wall, because you're no longer just looking at the brick wall no more, because there's something else there.
Right.
Same with the music industry, same with everything these days. It actually says this. They don't see the writings on the wall. Graffiti's everywhere. Just take a look at it all. You put your stamp on it and disguised it. Stop it. Who you think you fooling? I can see your real topic.
Wow.
They okay. In the music, it's a lot of hidden agendas and things that they trying to push on you and try to get you to do and believe in.
Right.
But if you continue to be that brick wall, that God made you, stand strong and be steadfast and be that plain brick wall that God made you.
That's right.
Then no one can put that graffiti on you. And that's what that song is about. It's also about being fearless, because if you're not standing your ground, then anybody can put graffiti on you. You could be walking, you'd be a walking subway train.
Right. And the Bible tells us God did not give us a spirit of fear.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
So we should be able to do our music and put our message in it, because we're living in a world now they don't want to hear our message. Right. Every time we have a message, they try to say, "Oh well, you're not being loving, you're not being kind, you're not being acceptable of everybody." Well, we have a message that we want to put out, and we want to be able to put it out in music, because it's interesting. Now, a lot of people in this room is a lot younger than I am, but there's some people here who remember Schoolhouse Rock, right? We remember that stuff on the test because it was put to music, right? So when people are out and they're listening to your music and they're remembering what you're saying, right? When they're in a tough situation, that's what it comes down to.
Amen.
A lot of people don't understand that TV and music is programming. You're being programmed when you listen to music and when you watch television, and we need more of our programming. We don't necessarily need more of the howling and screaming and preaching from the chairs. We need some programming that's going to go into the heart of those people that don't come in on Sunday morning. I like what these guys are doing, because the music, and check it out, I listen to it, right? I have the CDs in my car, right? And I listen to them when I'm going down the street or whatever. And people sometimes are like, "Where'd you get that? And here, take this one," right? You guys have to get to a point where we really start getting that stuff out there, because they don't know that you exist. When I say they, I'm talking about the people who listen to the other music.
Right.
These guys are here, they know. And they're always, "Pastor, what you got for me?" Right? They're always looking for stuff. So tell me, what do you have a plan of marketing? How are we going to get this music out to people who don't generally listen to it?
I would think the best answer that I can give for that is I've actually been working on a marketing strategy. I've actually started a mailing list. Everywhere we travel. I do handouts, and then I get people to sign. And if they don't have an email address, then I might ask for a different way to contact them, maybe through social media or anything. I started a hashtag called I Am Fearless. You can literally just find me everywhere by the same name.
Okay.
So it's not hard to really find me on every social media outlet. Is just AJ Davoice Taylor.
Okay. You have out any music videos?
No, I don't have music videos right now.
Not yet.
I should.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I don't remember seeing one for you at this point.
I mean, unless you count the cipher that Rush Shanks did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. So, where do you see rap music from the Christian side going from here?
Everybody asks me that question. What would be the best way to say that? Rap music from the Christian side going from here. What do you mean, basically? Like, how is rap different?
Right, because well, let me ask a different way. The other day, I was putting some stuff out on Facebook, and I ran into this conundrum, which I didn't know what to say. I didn't know whether to call it hip hop or rap. And then, when I didn't know what to call it, I started to think, what is it? What should it be? What do you guys think it is? Right? And that's kind of why I'm asking that question.
If I can define rap and hip hop. All right, rap. Anybody can be a rapper. Anybody can be a rapper. That's what I think personally. Rap is poetry to a beat, basically, for me. But hip hop is more than rap.
Okay.
Hip hop is the culture. Hip hop is the culture. When you can create art with your music by being a rapper, it reaches to a different level of creativity.
Okay.
Anybody can be a rapper. Like when you hear rappers make these dance songs,
Okay.
or when they talk about, oh, I do this, I used to be this, or I sell drugs, or I'm the best rapper alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's rap to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear people like Kendrick Lamar actually educating his people,
Mm-hmm.
and people like Nas, see, the crazy thing is those people right there never really get that much, never really get that far, because these days that's not what people want to listen to.
Okay.
Because people, I don't know what it is, but for the longest, people have refrained from wanting to hear the truth,
Mm-hmm.
because it causes them to have to examine themselves.
Well, let's elaborate on that a little bit, because what I would say to that is that even if they're not listening, they're still listening, because the message that's in the music or on television programming is always subliminal, right? Sometimes I'll be watching television and I'll point out some things, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Sometimes, when you watch television, a lot of times we are portrayed as misogynists, right? We are portrayed as people who are outside of the law. We are portrayed as people who don't want to live right, when we all know that's not true, right? They portray themselves oftentimes like they're good, upstanding people whenever we're enrolled, and those are subliminal messages. So what I'm saying is, they don't always have to listen, like sitting down and really listen to what's being said, but what's being said will go into the heart. And if you get enough of something in your heart, it will come out. Because you're only going to go in the direction of your most dominant thought. Whatever you're thinking about is where you're going, right? So when you guys put that music out, don't think that no one's listening, because it's still going in, right? And whatever's going in will eventually come out. It's are what you eat, right? You are what you eat, right? Right?
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
So your mixtape is being released when? Is it already out, or you getting ready to release it, or?
I'm aiming to put it out the beginning of the summer, around that time.
Okay. Well, make sure you come back by here when you're ready to release it, and we'll let the world know that you put it out there. We've been here on IFN today, y'all, with AJ Davoice. AJ Davoice, what network is this?
You're looking at the Inspirational Faith Network.
We'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.